So you have a 10-month-old and you are looking for whether or not your child is developing exactly how they should? If so, this video is for you. In this video, I am going to share with you the research-based milestones of the Ages and Stages questionnaire for your 10-month-old child. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Ginny. I am a certified teacher, doctoral student in my final year, and about to be a doctor myself in education, and also a mom of 2 girls, Alice and Mina. In this video, I wanted to share with you the milestones for the 10-month Ages and Stages questionnaire. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ages and Stages questionnaire, it is a developmental milestone screener that's used by most hospitals and pediatrician offices around the world. It's used to identify possible developmental delays. So if your child scores below one of the cutoff scores in this, it doesn't mean that there's necessarily something wrong, but it is something that may require some follow-up. The Ages and Stages questionnaire will basically have 6 different items in 5 different categories. You're going to score whether or not your child can do those things, and after you score a particular section, then you'll have a cutoff score to determine whether or not your child is developmentally where they're supposed to be, or if they need some extra support in that area. So those 5 big areas that you're going to score are communication, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, personal social skills, and problem-solving skills. As I said, in each of those areas, you're going to have 6 different questions that you're answering. For each of these questions, you're going to answer either yes, sometimes, or not yet. If you answer yes to the question, you're going to give 10 points to that question. If you answer sometimes to a question, you're going to give 5 points to that question. And if you answer not yet to that question, you are going to give 0 points. This Ages and Stages questionnaire is very similar to the 9-month Ages and Stages questionnaire. The skills are the same, the cutoff scores are different. So let's go ahead and get into the first section, which is communication skills. Does your baby make sounds like da, ga, ka, and ba? If you copy the sounds that your baby makes, does your baby make those sounds back to you? Does your baby make 2 similar sounds like ga ga, da da, or ba ba? The sounds don't have to mean anything. If you ask your baby to, does your baby play at least 1 nursery game, even if you don't show him the activity yourself, such as bye bye, peekaboo, clap your hands, so big? Does your baby follow 1 simple command, such as come here, give it to me, or put it back, without you using gestures? Does your baby use 3 or more words, such as mama, dada, or papa? A word is a sound that your child repeatedly uses to represent one specific idea. Animal sounds do count, by the way. So that is the entire communication section, and for 10 months and 30 days, up to 10 months and 30 days, the cutoff score is 22.87 points. So as long as your child meets or exceeds that cutoff score of 22.87 points, it's considered developmentally where your child needs to be for communication. The next section of the Ages and Stages questionnaire is gross motor skills. If you hold both hands just to balance your baby, does she support her own weight while standing? When sitting on the floor, does your baby sit up straight for several minutes without using his hands for support? When you stand your baby next to furniture or the crib rail, does she hold on without leaning her chest against the furniture for support? While holding on to furniture, does your baby lower himself with control without falling or flopping down? Does your baby walk beside furniture while holding on with only 1 hand? So that's the entire Ages and Stages questionnaire for 10 months for gross motor skills. And you are looking for the cutoff score for gross motor skills of 30.07 points. As long as your child meets or exceeds 30.07 points, your child is developmentally where they need to be for gross motor skills. So now let's move on to the next section of the Ages and Stages questionnaire, which is fine motor skills. Does your baby pick up a small toy with only 1 hand? Does your baby successfully pick up a crumb or a Cheerio by using her thumb and all of her fingers in a raking motion? If your child can already pick up a crumb or a Cheerio, mark yes for this one. Does your baby pick up a small toy with the tips of his fingers? You should see a space between the toy and his palm. After 1 or 2 tries, does your baby pick up a piece of string With her first finger and thumb, the string can be attached to a toy. Does your baby pick up a crumb or a Cheerio with the tips of his fingers? He may rest his arm on a table while doing this. Does your baby put a small toy down on the table and then remove their hand without dropping it? So those are all the fine motor skills for the 10-month ages and stages questionnaire. And you are looking for a cutoff score in fine motor of 37.97 points. So this one is actually fairly high. So make sure, if you need to, go back to the beginning of the fine motor skills section, practice things a little bit more, and if you chose to evaluate your child at the beginning of 10 months, go back at 10 months and 20 days, for example, and see if there's been growth there. But again, if your child is over the cutoff score, then your child is developmentally where they need to be for those fine motor skills. The next section of the Ages and Stages questionnaire is problem-solving skills. Does your baby pass a toy back and forth from one hand to the other? Does your baby pick up two small toys, one in each hand, and hold on to them for about 1 minute? When holding a toy in his hand, does your baby bang it against another toy on the table? While holding a small toy in each hand, does your baby clap the toys together like patty cake? Does your baby poke at or try to get a crumb or a Cheerio from a clear bottle, like a baby bottle or a glass bottle? After watching you hide a toy under a piece of paper or cloth, where's the ball? Does your baby find it? Be sure that the toy is completely hidden. So that is the entirety of the problem-solving section for the 10-month Ages and Stages questionnaire. After you add up the total score for your child, you're going to compare it with the cutoff score, which is 32.51 points. As long as your child meets or exceeds this cutoff score of 32.51 points, your child is considered developmentally where they are supposed to be for problem-solving skills. The last section of the Ages and Stages questionnaire for 10 months and for all months is personal social skills. When your baby is on her back, does she put her foot in her mouth? Does your baby drink water, juice, or formula from a cup while you hold it? If your child already drinks out of the cup while they hold it themselves, you mark yes for this. Does your baby feed himself a cracker or a cookie? When you hold out your hand and ask for a toy, does your baby offer it to you even if they don't let go of it fully? If they let go of it into your hand, mark yes for this. When you dress your baby, does he push his arm through a sleeve once his arm is started in the hole of the sleeve?
Give Mama the pen. Thank you.
When you hold out your hand and ask for a toy, does your baby let go of it into your hand? So that is the entire personal social section for the 10-month Ages and Stages questionnaire. For the personal social section, you're going to add up all of the different totals that you have, and you're looking to meet or exceed the cutoff score of 27.25 points. As long as your child meets or exceeds that score, your child is considered developmentally where they need to be for personal social skills. If your child did not meet a cutoff score, it does not mean that they are developmentally behind or anything like that. It simply means that it's something that you and your pediatrician may want to dig into further. I hope this was helpful for you in determining whether or not your 10-month-old is where they need to be developmentally, or if you need to have a discussion with your pediatrician. The next Ages and Stages questionnaire is actually for 12 months or 1 year. So there's not one for 11 months, there's just one for 12 months. I hope this was helpful for you, and I appreciate you watching. If you need any other months of milestones, I have a whole playlist that I will link up here for you to check out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.